200 people in here, and then we'll probably start. But I guess we can like start like how have you guys been? How's the work in progress on the utility of crypto, which for some of you guys who may not know, is essentially like a Grail is a very good example of a website that already exists for StockX. These guys are trying to build that sort of platform, but in crypto, using crypto tokens to essentially build a buy and purchase and sell streetwear. Correct? That's like the short summary.
Yeah, I think you summarized that pretty well. We are the first and only shop to earn token. We do have 3 core products within our platform. 2 out of 3 will be released in a couple of days. And the flagship product, like you said, is a resale marketplace where you can buy and sell sneakers, apparel, and luxury accessories, all with your cryptocurrency. All right, and that should be coming out in about a month or so, but we also are releasing one of our other shopping platforms in a couple of days, where holders of our token can access items at discount, right? These items are things that our team curates ourselves, and we are going to be limiting these items, and you can kind of think of these as a drop, right? If you go on any of you have tried to get a Supreme drop, right? Most of the time, you won't be actually able to get it. That's the concept of grails, right? It's exclusive only for our holders. Not everyone will be able to purchase an item, but you can get these items at discount, and sometimes even for free.
Cool. Yeah, you guys have been working on this for quite a while now. I remember this project came about months ago. Unfortunately, the timing was, like towards the end of the initial bull peak. Of course, everyone's kind of worried about where the market's headed. If we're going to go up, we're going to go down. Today was a really great day for crypto. Like we went up 2%. But that's not to say that a lot is done yet. Like in the history of crypto, we've actually never have had this many weekly red candle closes. So that's something that I'm personally being mindful of. So it's unfortunate. Like we're all hoping for DeFi summer, and I remember last summer there was so much projects coming out, and everyone was investing. And I think that what really needs for DeFi to happen is like all these meme coins are great, and these new tokens are fine if you want to go to degen, but those products in some ways do kill the real projects, and it stops the growth of crypto. Like imagine Supreme. Like when Supreme was coming out, I remember everyone was popping and buying it, right? But then all these fakes started coming out in Asia, and I think those fakes in some ways killed Supreme. And so I think that is kind of the same correlation to like the meme market kind of killing the project at the same time. And I think when I got into crypto, I got into it mainly to make money, and it was all for like flips and like you buy a token. Like sure, the project might sound cool, but a lot of people, even the best projects, the utility or the scope of it might be revolutionary, but people will still dump those projects and move on to the next one. So I think you guys are definitely making like the right move to try to make a real project in this current landscape. And I think people are starting to realize that they're investing into long-term projects with like long-term visions rather than going for flips, or at least like have a portion of your portfolio into products like crypto and such to help balance out your portfolio, so that even if your meme coin is crashing, you still have these other products that are either stable or moving up along with the market.
Yeah, I definitely agree with a lot of the points that you just spoke of, right? I'm not gonna lie, I've been a degen myself. Last summer, me and Chris were trading all the time, and it was a good time to be in the deep market, and especially to be a degen. But with Dripto, right? This is a utility that hasn't been seen before in this space, which we're very confident about in the success, right? The long-term success of this project. And in a bear market, I stand by this. I think a lot of these degen plays and a lot of these meme coins will die out within, right? within a couple of days, sometimes even within. And for the long term, a project with real utility, bringing something right innovative and new to the space is not only going to be able to survive in a bear market, but eventually thrive right when especially when we're going through a bull market. And if you look at a lot of the top blue chip projects that are over a couple $2 billion in market cap, there's only two that I can remember at the top of my head that are meme coins, which is right Doge and Shiba. Every other blue chip project has a really great utility. And with that being said, right, I mean, obviously they didn't get there in a week or even in a month. It takes time to build. It takes time for people to adopt into their ecosystem and their platform. And we know what we have here with Dripto is blue chip material, and it just takes some time to actually build, right? To cultivate the community, to have people actually use the platform. And when that point hits, I think that's really where people are going to connect the dots. Like, okay, oh shit, this is something that is new in this space. This is something that's providing me real utility for my tokens. But I'm also experienced enough to know that pure utility won't get us into the billions of market cap. Obviously, we have to have a strong foundation, a community, right? A strong utility, which we do have, but we also need to enable partnerships, really strong partnerships, and consistent marketing and branding, which, right, obviously we're working on as well.
Right. We're starting some more people in here. Maybe once we're at around 100, I think we'll start some questions. But this is a really good introduction. Do you think we should, is there anything that we can give away on this AMA as well? Maybe towards the end of it, at the very end, I can throw a question into a post, and if people answer the question, I could enable the comments for that one to post. And we can bring some crypto tokens.
Yeah, sure thing.
Cool. I have my assistant Kobe in here. He is going to be taking down some notes, and probably towards at the very end of all this, for those of you who tuned in, we'll do a question that was very much so specifically answered, or something that you would like to know unless you're from AMA, and then it'll give away like half of each of the crypto tokens. Would that be okay?
Sure thing. You can do that.
Cool. So yeah, we'll give away a little bit of a prize, because time is money, and anyone who wants to tune in and hop on, I'm trying to reward them in some way and give back. I'm happy to put up some of that up myself as well. So yeah, we'll look into it. Thanks so much for everyone tuning in as well. I'm sure a lot of you guys haven't actually heard from me since I got hacked a couple weeks ago. Really, unfortunately, sad, especially the time of the market, but we'll rebuild, and probably won't be using MetaMask anymore. I heard they recently actually launched some agency just for people who got hacked by a MetaMask. So I think they're realizing there's a lot of exploits. So for those of you who don't remember, I made a post about that actually a couple of weeks ago. So you can scroll up on my page if you want. Oh, we're almost at 100 people. Sweet. I think this is a good time to start. Just to keep the flow going. Oops, I actually need Steve's. Let me. There we go. Okay. Hey, Chris. How are you doing as well?
Hey, Gooby. I'm doing well.
Good. Cool. Let's start with questions. So, we talked a little bit about what crypto is. Again, a quick summary for the videos who weren't here is that Dripto is a product I've been talking about since the beginning. Pre-launch, they had pre-sale, and if you actually gone to the pre-sale, you would have made money for sure. And now it's actually the public pre-sale that anyone could have gone into. So sometimes, if the right public pre-sale, you might be able to make some money. They're always a gamble, because there's always this initial dump that happens with public pre-sale in order to raise money. These guys originally originated from BSC, and then they made their migration at around 3 million market cap into ERC. They've been working with a handful of influencers that like Eric Crypto Man, Kingdom, Lee, Mathis, et cetera, et cetera. There's a lot of influencers who've spoken about this. I think even Bitlord did, if I remember correctly. You guys said something like that. He mentioned it. But yeah, there's a lot of influencers that are also part of this project. It's something that we all, I believe is a good long-term model because of the utility they're building and the fact that they spent months and months and have not given up and are still constantly working on it. They've been going to conferences, they're docs, they have a pretty big team in based in San Francisco. So this is a potential 9-figure market cap projects in the future. They could very much well be. And I think their biggest point will be having the utility actually used for them to have users go on their platform, upload, choose to buy and sell. And once they have an ecosystem going, I could see this doing well. And once they get on some exchanges, I believe you guys actually told me about an exchange. I don't know if you have any updates on that, actually. Do you want to share quickly?
Yeah, absolutely. So in terms of exchanges, we are talking with a couple. I don't want to give away too much information just yet until all of that has been signed and done. But we're also collaborating with one of these exchanges in a very unique way. I don't think any other project has done. So again, I don't want to say anything just yet, but it is a pretty big exchange that we're looking to collaborate with. But in the sake of just not releasing too much information, that's all I'm going to say for that.
Cool, no problem. Yeah, I actually know the exchange. They've shared it with me shortly, just out of curiosity. It's a pretty big exchange, guys. It's a pretty big exchange. You guys all definitely know, and it's not your usual tier 2, tier 3 exchanges. This is definitely up towards tier 1. So I'm really excited for them to hopefully land on there. And once that gets announced and released, I assume they're going to probably get a lot of good buys planned. They're really trying to build partnerships. I don't know if you saw, but they built the 𝐄-𝐶 partnership, right? That was one. I think that's really awesome. Who else did you guys partner with? I remember there's a couple projects you guys recently announced.
Yeah, so 𝐄-𝐶 and 𝑣𝒐𝒐 we've partnered up with. So now, any one of those token holders can now use 𝐂 or 𝒐𝒐 as a way to shop on our platform. And this is an ongoing partnership, right? I mean, they've signed a contract, and all those details are kept in our pocket. But yeah, I'm super excited to have those as our partners and continuing to expand our partnership ecosystem. This is just the beginning, and I think it also speaks some volumes that we're sitting at a 4 million market cap right now in a bear market. Right, we launched 2 weeks ago, and we were able to partner up with 𝐄-𝐶 and 𝑣𝒐𝒐, who are both sitting around 50 mil market cap. I think these projects got to around 300 mil market cap, all-time high. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of opportunities for Dripto to partner up with big projects, right? I mean, we're talking to several other massive projects right now to partner up with, and it's just the beginning. And I'm excited for the future prospect of the partnerships that Dripto is going to be able to have, because we have a utility that any project that we seek out would be interested in integrating with their token. Right.
That's really cool, man. Vault and Vault are very big projects, so congratulations on that. I know these guys don't partner with anyone that they don't think is very serious. Both of them have been around. I actually have talked about Vault as well. I think I showed Vault at 90K market cap or something like that. It was something pretty low back then, and then it went all the way to 100 mil. So that was a really, really, really good call. Was not expecting it. The team originally, there was a lot of fun going on in the beginning of the project, but then they surpassed it, and now they're soaring. So congratulations on that. So yeah, let's get into some of these. So what makes your product special? What makes crypto so special compared to someone else? Couldn't someone else just do this? What have you guys built as infrastructure that could make you guys more proprietary? Is there something you guys are going to do so that copycats can't come in, or because this concept is something I think is very easily used and could be really easily utilized, but something that can also easily be copied.
I can speak on that. So for those of you that don't know, right, kind of the novelty with Dripto is getting real world items delivered to your door. But it's more than just that, right? It's the gamification of e-commerce as well as a reward ecosystem based on, right, people that have our token and people that use our platform. So it's really just shopping to earn. And your question on how this can be like reproducible, I think definitely it can be, right? If someone is willing to put in that work. I don't think it's as easy as people would imagine, right? You're operating like global supply chains, right? You're shipping items worldwide. You need a experienced team to authenticate these sneakers. And you need that knowledge to be able to utilize these transactions using digital wallets and Web3. So it's really a whole entire beast, right? Combining e-commerce with crypto and streetwear, which requires, right, that in-person touch to be able to make sure that these items are real and legit. So I think here at Dripto, we do definitely have an advantage since, first movers, most people in the Web2 space are focused on just fiat transactions. So we do have that advantage there. But kind of furthermore, I really want to highlight like that team makeup, right? We have people experienced in crypto, people experienced like shipping worldwide with global supply chains, and people that are really experienced with streetwear and that authentication and making sure that these things are legit. So I really think that our edge is that team makeup, as well as our ability to just bring it out to the market as fast as we can, and that experience there.
I also want to add some things, right? Chris touched up on some good points, but what makes us special and unique in terms of our competitors is if you think about your purchases on Amazon or even our competitors StockX or eBay, you buy the item, you get the item, and there's not really much more to it than that. Our Dripto is looking to elevate and add some additional layers to that shopping experience. And what I mean by that is, let's say that you come on our platform and you shop for an item, right? You buy, let's say, a Travis Scott shoe. You're going to get a very small percentage of that sale in drip tokens. This is where the shop to earn mechanism comes into play. And we also have something called a drip pass, where you can level up your account, right? Get experience points and unlock various rewards like NFTs, platform credit, tokens, right? We can be very flexible with what we have as a reward. And there's a profile feature that we're looking to build on our shopping platform as well. If you are familiar with OpenSeas, I'm sure everyone is here, right? There's a profile feature that you can have visibility into of what NFTs they own, right? The profile owner, etc. We're looking to build a similar concept where you can flex the items that you purchase, you can level up your profile, you can achieve and unlock badges and achievements on this profile. And this is our way of adding the social element into that shopping experience and making our platform that much more stickier, right? And again, to my point, adding an additional layer to that shopping experience.
Cool. Yeah. So basically, summary is it's gonna be a very seamless platform. The shopping experience is gonna for what you're saying is the UI UX is very important. I think in any platform, and you guys are very honed on making sure that that experience is seamless and that people can buy, sell, and use the currency without too much friction, which will then cause users to want to be on the platform and tell their friends and say, hey, let's go very. But like at the end of the day, platform, the experience, the UI UX, and how you go from A, B, C to the end goal is very important. That it's in the least steps possible, but also it's very user friendly, and that's what makes products like Apple so great, right? Why do people buy Apple products over Android? Even though Android, in some sense, has superior utilities because the Apple products are just so seamless. They're integratable in a lot of their own ecosystem, and they have such a simplistic design for all types of users, whether you're a kid, a teenager, or you're a mom or dad, because those guys didn't have smartphones back then. So definitely agree with all that. That makes your product special. Let's talk about. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say you bring up a good point. All right, so we actually have 4 UI UX designers just to make sure that our shopping experience is going to be seamless. And if you weren't in crypto and you went out to our platform, you would just think of it as almost any other shopping site, right? Like Nike or Adidas. It is very familiar to how people have shopped in the Web2 space, and we're bringing that same familiar experience into our platform. Except now you can connect your wallet, you can pay with ETH, you can pay with Dripto, Volt, whatever it may be. And then as we expand our cryptocurrency ecosystem, payment system, then you'll be able to see other networks on there as well. But you're right, we want mass adoption of our platform, and we have a good foundation. We have a good structure and UI and UX to ease that transition for mass adoption.
Let's talk about the partnership for a second as well. And let's make that the question for the giveaway. Could you tell us potentially another partnership that you're currently in the middle of forming, maybe the first letter of the product name, and that would be probably a question we'll ask. That'd be very specific to the AMA.
Yeah, are you speaking about 𝐂𝐨𝐿 or Volt?
Yeah, so for example, like we have Colt and Volt, right? I'm sure you guys are also on the other products as well. Could you potentially tease one of them, or you can give the first letter of them?
Yeah, first letter, there's a lot of S projects, so I don't think we're giving away too much here.
Okay, S, cool. That'll be the answer. That'll be one of the AMA. Let's go a little bit into the team. You're talking about those 4 UI UX designers. Who else is on the team?
Yeah, I can definitely pull up screen here. Are you able to see the screen that I'm sharing?
Let's see. Yep. Yep, I see it. Got a full in-house team. We got a total of 16 team members. You got a bunch of VPs. You have some event managers, logistics indicators, fulfillment managers. But yeah, I think you have a very solid team. What other potential team members are looking to onboard that you think will help add to Dripto? Anything that's missing? Help scale it.
That's a great question. As of right now, I don't think we need anyone aside from maybe like I think we have a team that covers all bases, right? From UI, UX to developers to marketers to logistics, and even a tax and finance advisor, right? Is on board the team. So I think we have all our bases covered. I mean, there's always room for additional partners and additional influencers to join our brand. But in terms of the core team, I don't think there's a crack on the floor that we need to fill. And a bit of an outdated team slide. We actually have 20 members on the team now. We onboarded 3 more UI UX designers and 1 more developer that you're not seeing on this slide here.
Cool. Do you, out of curiosity, these team members, are they all token based? Okay, like as in like a long investment period.
Yeah. So everyone on the core team does have team tokens that are vested over a period of 1.2 years. But we also pay them in BUSD and some of them in fiat. So it's a mix of tokens of fiat and BUSD. So that's how we're currently paying out the team. And yeah, I mean, this is a well-rounded team, right? A lot of us came from business and tech backgrounds already. with companies such as Microsoft, Gap, Google, Juniper Networks, PlayStation. And a majority of our team is based here in Silicon Valley, 15 out of 20 of us, and the other 5 are based on the eastern side of the US. So we are a pretty large team. I'm not sure if I properly introduced myself, but my name is Steve. I am the CEO/co-founder of Dripto. So my main role here at Dripto is forming strategic partnerships, right, with examples like 𝒁𝒊𝒄𝒌, and many others, onboarding influencers and partners, and just expanding our reach. And a lot of my main focus is heavily focused on raising funds prior, along with doing most of the crypto marketing as well. Outside of crypto, I have started a dropshipping business and a digital marketing agency before Dripto. And I've also worked in tech sales for a handful of years. I did quit my job back in December to fully commit myself to Dripto. So a little bit about me. If you want to do a quick intro as well, Chris, that'd be great.
Sure thing. Man, it's already been 6 months since we both quit our jobs. It doesn't seem like it's that long, actually. But hey, everyone, my name is Chris. I'm the COO and the other co-founder. My role here is mainly the operator. So what does that mean? Well, making sure that our products, our utilities are being built. So really the execution behind it, right? Making sure that our developers, our designers, people on our team have what they need in order to create and build ultimately what is Dripto. And my background, just like Steve, I have worked in tech for the past 4 years, being at Google, focused on data analytics and sales operations. A lot of that is transferred over here since, right, a lot of it's very operational based and building a lot of that initial infrastructure and these business processes, since we do consider ourselves a early stage startup, right? So a lot of these, like team building and making sure we have the right processes and all the things in need so that we can get these things, these items, these sneakers delivered, as well as all of these like crypto Web3 based utilities that you see, such as, right, the lottery or the drip grails. But yeah, that's pretty much my background. Also, I love sneakers. Been a huge fan since I was young, but never really had the money to buy sneakers like that. So I'm definitely excited. I think once we get that actual platform up, obviously going to be an avid user to buy sneakers with crypto. So it's kind of like a dream come true, I would say. But yeah, I think Steve and I actually are, started as crypto investors just last year. And I've actually known Steve now, I think it's been about 7 years, but definitely have gotten very close in a business sense for the past year since we've been working extensively every single day since then. But yeah, that's a little intro about me. So since we got those things out of the way, Gooby, if you don't mind, we'd love to give you guys kind of a live demo of what you can expect for Drip Girls to be like. Gooby, you still there?
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry, I'm muted. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Cool. Sorry, I was muted because of the background noise. Yeah, let's talk about, let's go into the other product first. I'd love to do a screen share. Let me know if you're able to screen share. Sweet.
Yep.
So guys,
All
this
right.
is gonna be a live demo of how you can use the Dripto platform.
Yep, you guys are in for a treat here. So, for those of you that don't know, what Drip Rails is one of our core utilities, and It's a weekly release of sneakers, apparel. It could be really anything. But the key caveat here, of course, is it is a reward for those that hold the drip token. Excuse me. And it's going to be, right, a platform where you're going to be able to use crypto to buy the items. So that means getting real world items delivered to your door and using cryptocurrency to do that. Now, as you can kind of see here, we do have these benefits on like a tier system. What that means is just you do have to meet a minimum drip token amount in order to unlock these different levels. But currently we do have just tier 1, and it's at 50,000 Dripto tokens. So we kind of scroll along here. As you can see, we have drops every Wednesday at 00 UTC. And once this timer's up, you'll get new items kind of populated here, and it'll also reset that purchase limit. And again, for that tier 1, you're able to get 1 item every week. So just like walk through here, we have merch as well. The home team collection. I think our designer Jackson, who kind of spearheaded this, did a great job with incorporating kind of that Bay Area essence. As you can kind of see, we click into it. Really, it's a homage to the Bay Area, which we're all from. And again, our slogan, which is the merging of streetwear culture and crypto technology. But as you can see, right, it just looks like as you would a regular e-commerce site, except you can connect to see if you have enough drip token. So once you select the size, you'll be able to add it to cart. But if you don't have enough drip balance, then you actually will not be able to add to cart. So again, this is that benefit for people that hold the drip token. Again, a reward for those investors of ours. So let's go ahead and walk through that entire shopping experience. You can easily look at your cart here and proceed to checkout. And from here, right, it's just like any other typical e-commerce website. Just fill in your information. Now, this is not my address, so don't send gifts here. But if you want to, you can. And as you can see, we do have these following payment options that are currently available. Obviously, you could use Drip, Ethereum, stable coins, and as we kind of touched on earlier, right, we're accepting 𝐭-𝐷AO as well as Volt Edu. And you can definitely expect more tokens to be added in the future, right? Maybe you could see one of your favorite tokens on here potentially if we do form a partnership with said project. So there definitely is a lot of potential here with adding additional currencies that we will accept on Dripto. And this is obviously just the beginning. We haven't even launched Drip Grails yet, and I've already secured 2 partnerships. And really, if you imagine, right, these partnerships can bring kind of huge value, right? Not just because we're collaborating with each other, but you're really introducing communities to each other and incentivizing users to get Drip token as well as Cult as well as Volt. So it really just is a win-win situation. And everyone has the opportunity to get these sneakers and apparel, which really is the whole basis around Dripto. But enough kind of rambling there. Let's walk through the rest of the flow here. So you can click on place order and you'll be prompted with the Web3 pop-up. Unfortunately, you can't see it here. We do have like a lockup in place. So like once you get to this screen, it does lock the item. So in case like you have multiple people fighting for the same sneaker, well, the first one that gets to the place order gets dibs until they kind of complete that transaction. So I'm going to go ahead and confirm. As you can see, the hash is submitted, and all that's left to do is to wait for it to clear on Etherscan. So it really does, from this point on, kind of depend on congestion. And if for some reason, like the person that had this up wanted to like cancel it or didn't send it through, then the item could be released. But once it goes through, then the purchase will be fulfilled. But it can sometimes vary. I've seen it happen, go through in like several seconds. Sometimes it'll take a few minutes. But again, this is really that, oh, as you can see, it has gone through. And we do have the opportunity for you to share this on Twitter, join our Discord, really. Sharing on Twitter does help out Dripto as a whole, since you're spreading that word of mouth and, you know, essentially shilling it everywhere. But from then on, you know, you can see kind of the receipt. And from this point on, what you can expect is our logistics team here in the Bay Area will receive your order, pack it, ship it. You know, you get all that Dripto paraphernalia, like our kind of packaging and keychains, etc. But you'll also be getting like email confirmation. So, you know, run of your mill e-commerce stuff, tracking, notifications of when it's gonna be mailed out, all that stuff. And again, we are shipping domestically and internationally. So really, this is a way to reward our drip token holders, right? Again, drip grails is not just sneakers, but it's going to be at a discount, right? These are going to be the best prices you're going to find just for holding drip. And yes, that's how that works.
Yeah, I want to add one thing here. You guys noticed how there was a automated sharing mechanism right after he checked out. I don't want you guys to overlook the power of that utility, because they'll be able to automatically share, right, in a seamless way, their purchase on the Dripto platform. Every single purchase, that pop-up is going to appear. And like Chris said, word of mouth is going to be king. There's an automatic message that is already pre-filled, right? You can just send it over to Twitter. You can join our Discord, and this is going to be an amazing way for our utility, that is built intrinsically to actually, have a built-in like a shilling mechanism, essentially, right? And this is going to be huge, because when we have hundreds of items and then eventually thousands of purchases happening every month, think about how many people are going to see this on Twitter and on socials. It is, yeah, so I'm super excited about that functionality alone. And that's just one little part of our platform, right?
Sweet. Hello? I don't know if you
Yeah, hear you all loud and clear.
Oh, cool. Thanks so much for the live demo. I shared a little bit of what it looks like on our channel as well. I think it's very, very much similar to buying a product on Shopify or whatever the case may be. So I love the idea that you can integrate all these partnerships and have these tokens be accepted. And I think that oh, actually, I have a question for you guys. How will the transactions fee be? So something that I've always thought about, like, let's say someone wants to buy a piece or whatever the case may be, right? Because it's on an ERC20, there's always going to be gas fees, and that's usually a couple bucks. Is there a way that you're going to be able to counteract that?
It's a great question, Gooby.
Or is that something you're going to worried about for future? Because that's something I'm personally worried about. When it comes to the transactional part of crypto, because Ethereum is still like, looking at $2 to $5 to $10 to $15 per transaction. That's a lot of money for some people. For people like us who are so used to gas, it's not really that big of a deal. But there's a lot of people who are not as used to gas. They're not used to paying these fees.
Yeah, I hear you on that, Gooby. So if you look at my screen right now, the transaction that we just sent, if you look, the gas cost $1.47. So I would say it's definitely on the very, very low end of gas that you'd be spending to buy something like this. But kind of your point of like some people that may still have an issue with this, that are outside of the crypto space. It definitely is possible to also kind of incorporate like third-party merchant systems, and we did kind of consider that initially since we did build on Ethereum. But right, you're kind of if we did go through that route, you would be instead like of paying like $1.47, you would be paying like a 1% fee to that merchant to kind of mitigate the gas fee. But if you're, buying a shoe and it's like $200 and 1% of that's $2, so it actually might not be much cheaper than this. But I would say like around $1, $2 is very, very minimal, and I would say it's pretty realistic in terms of the gas fee.
Got it. Okay, sweet. I mean, I'm sure this is something that will slowly be hopefully fixed in E 2.0 and hopefully improve it. I do believe that in order for Ethereum to continue to thrive and prosper, the gas fees need to be cut immensely. I think that's the biggest blocker to being a very mainstream platform. I mean, it already has most of, Ethereum is like one of the biggest platforms out there, but for me, like that's something I've always thought about is how do products like counteract this issue if they're doing something that's very transactional based for the user? Yeah, let's go into the next question. A couple more here. So actually we did go over like what's the best way for someone to get started on a project. I think you did a great job showing that. What's next on the project's roadmap? Where do you guys like see yourself this month, next month, a couple months? Yeah, what's on the horizon?
Great question. So as for this month, well, the month is practically over. So I would say kind of what you can look forward to in the next month or so, obviously, is going to be that rollout of our core utility, one of them, which is drip rails. As for like what you can expect like more long term, right, in the next few months, several months, half a year from now, I think is definitely the expansion and launch of that marketplace. So the resale platform that anyone could use, not just kind of gated behind the drip token tier system. And we do have a lot of I would say brand building, community enrichment, these kind of methods to elevate the brand kind of outside of these utilities that we have. I would say we have a rather stacked kind of event calendar and these initiatives to drive Dripto further by these community-based events here in the Bay Area, as well as kind of events revolved around kind of two things. I would say one, that more community giving back aspect, and then two, the brand building revolved around streetwear and sneakers, and all of that is revolved around again that culture behind it that we have kind of. A lot of that is cultivated here, not just in the Bay Area, but across California and the U.S., etc. But I think overall, it's just the continued expansion with our utilities, right? Obviously, we have NFTs as well, and we have been, working on it. And I'm not going to give too many details there, but that's something you can definitely look forward to, and further integration there with our already existing utilities, right? So you could probably use your imagination there of how that could play into that actual marketplace and into these items. But that's a little teaser there. But other than that, again, I think outside of our utilities, it's really that community and brand uplifting through these events. And that's just on the kind of in-person sense, right? I'm not even covering kind of all these additional partnerships that Steve personally, that marketing guru and partnership king, has been driving on the crypto side. So I think there is definitely a lot in store that you can look forward to, and this is what you can expect in the coming months and half a year and beyond of that.
Sweet. I know you guys are just at SneakerCon, I believe, right? So
yeah.
You guys, how'd that go? Out of curiosity, how did the people there interact with crypto? I'm sure there's a lot of streetwear people that do know crypto or maybe a little bit dabbled in it, but not as deep as some of us. How do they react to it?
Yeah, so a lot of people that when they hear about Dripto, right, it's kind of a novel concept, right? No one has done this before, but when they hear it, they think it's a great idea, right? And people think like, why hasn't someone done this sooner? And I think a lot of people that we've seen, right, kind of collecting interests and having that booth and kind of giving away items, we've seen a lot of interest in sign up some of our NFT designs, which we did tease there, as well as like even furthermore, like not even just the average user that is interested in sneakers, but these brands that have been around the booth, right? We were tabling, alongside these really big companies that are like really key opinion and thought leaders within like sneakers, right? So it really just opens up a variety of like potential for partnerships and collaboration. And I'm not going to say like who they are, because obviously nothing is like confirmed, but just like being there and interacting like with these communities, I think is huge. Because you never know, you might find someone who's into crypto and into sneakers, right? And just being able to network and provide value to each other, I think is huge because we're not just a like Web3 company, but we're also like e-commerce and streetwear focused. So it's really that intersection of all three, what Dripto is. And us being able to network at all of these various kinds of events, whether it's like streetwear, whether it's like NFTs, whether it's like Web3 or crypto in general, I think is a key way to build Dripto.
Cool. We're approaching the 1 hour mark. We're under 1 hour. That's fine. Looking at to get over 400 videos today, so that's awesome. For a lot of people that get in. I have to see people like that on Shelton in the chat. So shout out to you guys for tuning in as well and being part of it. I will also be posting. I already posted the Telegram link, but I'll probably do another post to give away and also direct people to your site and the Telegram tab for information. Is there anything that you may want to end with that you don't think we covered today? I think we've covered a lot of great bases. We talked about the team, we talked about how the project works, we showed a live demo of it, talked about the future roadmaps and how the current events have gone, talked a little bit about how you plan to navigate towards some of these issues that may arise, transaction fees. Yeah, please let me know if there's anything else you might want to disclose.
Yeah, I think that is about it from our end. We're definitely working on a lot of other things in the background, and some of these things I can't mention publicly yet. But it's exciting. I think we're making a lot of traction in partnerships, collaborations, and how we want to move forward as a brand and company. Right, that is larger than a token, and even larger and extending, beyond just the crypto space. Like Chris said, right, we are also streetwear focused, and yeah, this is a brand that is, beyond just, within the token space, within the crypto space. So super excited about the future prospect of Dripto and what we have lined up, what we have in the pipeline. With that being said, I remember you wanted to do a 0.5 ETH Dripto giveaway. Instead of choosing a random winner, I think a better alternative is if they are listening or if they're tuned in, if we could do like a buying competition instead on the chart in celebration of our Dripto token or our Dripto's platform releasing. You do need 50K tokens to shop on the platform, and 0.5 ETH in our tokens is going to essentially get you there if you put in like 0.1 or 0.2 ETH.
Yeah, totally. If you want to do that instead, totally cool to me. How do you want the buy comes to like the next 12 hours of the buys? But you know, there are some people that tuned in, some people that tuned out.
Yeah.
and how influence.
Yeah, I think we could do it in like the next 3 or 4 hours, since right, if they tune in or not. And then yeah, I mean, if you could post that on your channel, that'd be fantastic.
Sweet, I'll do that. I'll message you and we can put out the details of our time. I'll post on my channel and we'll go from there.
Yeah, sounds great.
Okay, thanks so much, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you all have a great Monday. We're pumping today, so make sure to take advantage of that. Time your positions, you know, for those of you who are short-term trading or long-term trading. Always keep an eye on the market and how Ethereum is reacting and Bitcoin. Because hopefully we're near the bottom and we're entering upward. But you know, this economy, this market's really hard to say. But yeah, thanks so much everyone for tuning in again, and hope you guys all have a lovely day.
Yeah, you as well, Gooby. Thanks for hosting, and everyone
Thanks
else.
so much.
Take care.
Take care. Bye bye.